Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sanjay Agarwal. So CUET PG 2024 is around the corner. So let's have a sneak peek of what you are expected to face in this examination. You must be academically prepared by now, but there are certain things which gives your mind strength so that you are able to perform optimally in the entrance examination. I hope you know the concept of competitions. It's not same as the college examinations. In college examinations, you have to answer certain questions and you get a particular grade for that. But in entrances is you have to defeat this system which is not interested in you. What is the meaning of this? It means nobody is interested in you. They want to eliminate you. And they want to eliminate you. They do not want to select you. It means the competition is not a selection process. It is an elimination process. And if because of one or the other reason, they're not able to eliminate you, they finally accept you. So you have to be the one which is going to be accepted, defeating a large number of competitors. So you should have a proper strategy for that. Competition is more like a battle or a war, and you should know the playground of that war, okay, very well. You should know the tools which will be used there, the arms and ammunition which will be used there, besides the knowledge, besides the expertise in fighting that battle. You should also be very comfortable with the tools and techniques which you'll be using. So if we consider this particular examination, I'm today discussing the SCQ-PO9, which is meant for admission to MCA, MSc Computer Science, Cyber Security, Artificial Intelligence, Big Data Analytics, and Machine Learning, and so many other courses in the top universities like Delhi University, JNU, and BHU, JMI, and so many other central, state, teamed, and private universities. In all, around 185 universities are there, okay. Whenever you go for a battle like this, which is very, very crucial for your life, because it decides your fate. You have done your undergraduation, now you're going for the post-graduation. You just do not want to do any degree. You just do not want to do it from any university. You want to do it from the top college of the university, and you want to be enrolled in a top course, okay. It's not as if you're compromising. Many times it happens after 12th you appear in the IIT. If you do not get IIT Computer Science, you go for, somebody goes for IIT Textile, IIT Mechanical, and other fields like which are not so promising because that particular student is willing for computer science only. So that should not happen now at this stage. For that, you should draw a very good and effective strategy which is making the system accept you, okay, or in fact which is compelling the system to accept you. So let's know the playground, let's know the rule of the war so that we can fight it comfortably and diligently. Why CUET is so important? CUET, you have to appear in a single examination for admission into so many universities. I already quoted the number of those universities, okay. So many central state universities, it comes out to be around 185 universities, single examination. It's something very good. Consider our times. Suppose I have to appear in BHU, Banaras Hindu University, I used to go to the Banaras to appear in my examination. If I want to appear in VIT, I would go to Vellore. So it was really a difficult task, and in the case of girls, it was more difficult. Why? Because they were accompanied by their parents. So it was a big problem, because of which many students were not able to go to those places and appear in these examinations, okay. But now that has been because in that case, in that situation, at that time, for every university, we have to go to that place and appear in the different entrance examination. But now there is just one examination. There is no clashing of dates, In our time, there used to be clashing of dates, but now there is no clashing of dates, a single examination. And easy accessibility. As I was saying earlier, you have not to go to that city. You can appear in your examination in your own environment, especially useful for girls and the people from far off areas like Northeast and other rural areas, okay. They have not to go to any place. We have more than 350 centers, centers in 350 cities. Not only in India, but also abroad. Suppose somebody is living in Dubai and he or she is to appear in CUET. If it was my time when I was appearing in entrances, it was not possible for that student to appear in that, because who would come from Dubai to India just to appear in an examination? You not only need to travel, but you also need a place to stay. And you need something to transport. So many problems were there, and it was so expensive. But now it is so easily accessible. Be in any part of India or world, you can appear in this test. Then especially in computer science case, you have to appear in one case, and you have a bucket of courses. Now these courses are computer science and IT, computer science, IT, computer application, big data analytics, cyber security, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and operational search. Many of you are not aware of operational search, and somebody was asking me about this as a comment in one of my videos. Operational search is the art and science of executive decision making. If you do not know, operational search was developed during World War II. War means war situation. There were war operations, that's why its name was operations research, and it is dealing with the optimal allocation of resources, optimal usage of resources, because in war type situations resources are always scarce. This resource may be time, that resource may be manpower, that may be workforce, everything is scarce in the time of wars, and same is the situation when you appear in a competition. There is a scarcity of time. So that's what you need to manage. Okay, so I'll have another video specifically on operational search, as one of the students asked me about it. Okay, but I have given a brief introduction. It's also known as management science. It's also known as industrial management, and it has wide application in industry these days. Although it was initially developed to deal with the war-like situations. And the most important of all these is this shorter duration of MCA as compared to NITs. Most of you are willing to do your MCA from NIT, National Institute of Technologies. They come after IITs. Earlier IIT Roorkee used to have MCA, but now they are not having this. At that time, all selections, almost all selections in IIT Roorkee MCA used to be from SANMACS. The SANMACS was being started in 1994. If you're not aware of this, so many people know about this organization, and there used to be a waiting of around 3 months to get admission into one of my classes. Okay, so now forget the time. Now it is the time of NITs and CUETs. So people are damn interested in NITs, but in NITs duration of MCA 3 years, whereas in CUET duration of MCA is 2 years, and the value of the qualification is the same. Because CUT, under CUT, there are top institutions like Delhi University, DU, JNU, Jamia Millia Islamia, and other central universities. So that is another advantage I'll say is there when you appear in CUET. So you must always appear in CUET with great excitement. It had all these features have these has made things easier for you, but at the same time challenging for you. Why? Because now it is so easy for every student to appear in these examinations, so your competition has increased many folds. Now you have to compete with many more students. Maybe earlier it was thousands, now it may be lakhs. So your competition has increased, and if your competition has increased, then your method should be out of box, like so that you can defeat such a large number of students who are competing with you. So if you have to come out of that pack of so many students appearing in this entrance examination, then obviously your quality should be different from those of others. Your method should be more effective. Your time management should be more effective. Your speed should be better than them. Your accuracy should be better than them. There are so many things, and you should be well conversant with the tools which you will be using on the examination center. What I'm talking about, that is, I'm talking about CBT, because in my time the test papers were pen paper mode, but now they are computer based tests. So you have a screen over there, and then there are certain commands. You have to operate that paper, you have to appear in that examination using that computers only, using the program which is being developed by National Testing Agency. And a large number of students find it very difficult to get acquainted with that particular software in examination hall. Because you're thinking about the problem, it means you should not be worried about tools. Take a very simple situation, okay? We consider Indian Air Force as one of the best elite Air Force in the world. But if we induct a new fighter jet in the Air Force, then obviously every pilot has to practice on it before it is used in a war situation. Same should be the case with you, because your situation is also more like a war. You have to defeat others. You have to come out to be a winner. So it means you should be quite conversant with the tool which NTA will be using, and that is where SANMACS can again help you. So SANMACS teach you for MCA entrances, but at the same time it is an edtech firm, and we have developed a tool which is a replica of NTA. Exactly same functionalities, same functional switches. You can save and exit, you can go back, you can go forward, you can save and keep it for a review, you can just keep it for a review, you can move to any problem from anywhere, okay? So it's possible. But the only guts after that, once you have enough practice, the only other quality you need is to be able to identify which question is to be done first and which is to be done later. Okay, that's why the mock which we will be giving you, we are conducting is free mock for all these students. Whoever is appearing in SCQ 90P909 on 21st February, and after that also you can appear in that test if because of some reason you missed that on 21st of February. And that test will be analyzed and discussed by me personally. I'll tell you how to search, scan. There are 4 steps which should be used while you attempt a question in the examination. It is SSSS. Very much matches the letter of my name, Sanjay. Okay, SSSS means search, scan, and solve and add. So it's just like that. I'll explain this thoroughly when I have another video on test taking strategies. So you have to always search, you always have to scan, and then you have to solve, and then you have to answer it. That has to be the approach. So searching and scanning is the key part of it, which I'll be explaining in my analysis. And I'll also give you the detailed solutions using these shortcuts as always. I have so many videos in which I have discussed PYQs of CUTs using the methods which are peculiar to me. Like most of the times I use choices to answer my questions. And I hope those of you who have watched those videos must have got benefited by those methods, okay? Because as I said, time is crucial. So let's move to the next slide. So now you know the benefits of this, which has increased your competition, and you have which has increased your competitors. Now what next? What are the things which you need to be successful in this examination? So we should know what they are going to ask us now, and what used to be there earlier. Means what is the situation now and what was the situation earlier. Earlier there used to be 100 questions, now there will be 75 questions. Earlier the paper duration was 2 hours, now it is 1 hour 45 minutes. It means they have reduced 25 questions, and at the same time they have reduced 15 minutes. Okay, 75 questions will be all subject specific, and for MCA subject is thinking and decision making, mathematics and computers. These 3 form a part of the subject domain. Earlier there used to be 25 questions on English, verbal ability, general awareness, and analytical and quantitative ability. So for students appearing in MCA, there has not been any change in the analytical ability, because they still have that thinking and decision making part. Only difference would be in the quant section. Like possibly they won't be asking questions on time, distance, work, simple interest, compound interest, and those type of topics, okay, which come under the domain of quantitative aptitude, because they have specifically denied that it'll be coming this time. They have scrapped this portion, okay. So you will be having less number of questions to answer, but at the same time they have reduced the time. So for one question, so for each question you will be having approximately 1.4 minutes. It means in 1.4 minutes, what all you have to do, you have to read the question, you have to understand it, you have to solve it, you have to answer it. So 4 operations you have to do that in 1.4 minutes. And moreover, not every question is having the same level or degree of difficulty. They are not having the same degree of difficulty. Some may be easier, some may be tougher, some may be direct, some may need a lot of calculations. So I'll teach you in my analysis of that free mock how to cater to that situation, how to attempt those questions first which are easy, because each question is fetching me the same marks, 4 marks, okay. Are you getting what I am saying? So that approach is very, very important. Whatever you were supposed to do, you must have done, but now it is the time to sharpen your edges, to sharpen your skills further, so that at the right time you can perform in the right manner. Right time means in the examination hall. If out of the examination hall you remember everything, it is of no use if you forget those things in the examination hall. If you're not able to communicate your knowledge to the examiner in the well formatted manner, in the designated manner, then it is of no use, because nobody is going to select you because you're otherwise intelligent, but you are not able to exhibit this in the entrance examination, okay. So it means your knowledge is to be communicated through that entrance examination only, using the tool developed by NTA, like that CBT format. So you need to practice the same format, same style many times, so that you become very, very comfortable with this, okay. So we'll come to that, but you know the basic structure. Instead of 400 marks, now this year the paper will be of 300 marks. And then comes the syllabus, that what all you need to do. First is thinking and decision making. It is same this year as it was last year. And in thinking and decision making means they are asking you every type of reasoning except possibly quantitative aptitude. But more emphasis is on non-verbal reasoning, means dealing with figures rather than equations and numbers. That's more important, okay? Because if you're doing work in artificial intelligence or visual or virtual reality, your visualization power, visualizing power should be very, very strong. That's what they are testing you for. How you visualize things, how you answer relationships, how you find patterns, because when you write a program, many times you have to identify the pattern on which that particular program is to operate. So identification of patterns is very important. Syllogism, which is the logic of life. That's a very, very important topic for all type of entrance examinations. Not just entrance examinations, but also a placement examination. So what is this? This is logic of life. Many of you must have done logical statements like all A are B, no A are B, some A are B, some A are not B. That comes under this particular topic, syllogism. Okay. So I'll be discussing this in one of my lectures thoroughly, and I'll give you many shortcuts so that you are able to solve this problem. This is a very, very important topic. Then completion of series. Again, you have to identify the pattern. Pattern recognition is the most important thing for a computer professional, okay? You should be able to identify the pattern. I've done my PhD in software reliability, so I know the importance of all these things, okay? And that's why I'm able to relate to these things very comfortably. Identification of odd things. If there is a bug, I have to identify it. Bug is nothing but an odd thing. So identification of bugs, identification of odd things. Selection of related letters, words, numbers, figures. Again, a pattern recognition, geometrical designs and identification. So you may also have questions on direction test, blood relationship, cubes and dice, counting of figures. Counting of figures means counting of triangles, squares or rectangles, okay? All those type of things may be there in this particular section. And this year you may expect 10 to 15 questions from this particular portion. This year they have increased the syllabus of computers and decreased the syllabus of mathematics, but this has remained untouched. So I think this will have the same number of questions as it was there in the last year. And all those last year and last to last year means all PYQs are available on YouTube. I have made those videos for you people to watch using shortcuts, okay? So that was the first portion of the syllabus. Now they have not divided it into various sections. It will be just one paper in one go, 75 questions, and they mix it. Some questions they write of maths, then of logic, then of computers, then maths. They just keep on mixing the different topics, okay? So that your brain is to work hard to move from one situation to the other. Many times students are more comfortable if they are working problems of particular topic, and that is what examiner is not interested in you. They want to test you in those situations in which you are not very comfortable, and one of those situations is switching between the topics. You are doing calculus, immediately a question is from data structure, then comes identification of pattern, then maybe they are asking calculus. So these type of mobility is to be there. That's why in my lectures I always keep on moving from one topic to the other, okay? Because the mobility is of a brain is to be tuned so that it can move frequently, okay? And then comes the mathematics syllabus. This portion is same. You do have set theory, you do have probability and statistics, you do have algebra, you do have coordinate geometry. It was there last year, it is there this year. What they have removed, they have just removed vectors and trigonometry from the syllabus this year. Although vector is a very, very important topic, and it is still there in NIMCET. And in NIMCET, vector is one of the most important topics. So in PYQs, in PYQs of CUT's previous year question papers of CUT, which are available on YouTube, I've discussed all those questions on vectors which are there on those examinations, keeping in mind that you will be able to use same techniques for your NIMCET vector question, okay? So that's why you must practice those questions from my videos. But yes, for CUT that is not there. Trigonometry, they have removed it, but simple identities, trigonometrical equations, probability of triangles, they may be quite, you may need to use these in calculus, in coordinate geometry. So I'm not saying that they have removed whole of the trigonometry. They may not be asking direct questions on trigonometry, but indirect application of trigonometry you may need to do, okay? So that was your mathematics, and then comes computers. There is the major change. They have introduced data structure, they have introduced operating system. They have introduced it for the first time, and moreover data structure they have introduced without any reference of the language. Normally in colleges we do data structure with C or something like that, you know. They are not giving reference of any language. It means it will be more of basic concepts this year, then I suppose. And same is true for operating system. Somewhere, okay, in some of the problems they may ask you something which may need a bit of calculations. In digital fundamentals they have added flip-flops, sequential circuits, integrated circuits, decoders, multiplexers, registers, and counters, memory units, which were not there earlier in 2023. So on memory units, there may be some questions which may involve calculations. Boolean algebra, simplification of Boolean algebra, K-maps. These are important type of topics like from which you may expect many questions. Okay, so digital fundamentals, data structure, operating system. So earlier there used to be around, some, but this year I am expecting that there will be 20 to 25 questions from computer science. Earlier it used to be 15 to 20 questions, but this year I feel it will be 20 to 25 questions from this, 35 to 45 from mathematics. Earlier it used to be 45 to 55. So there is always a variation. Okay, maybe 30 to 35 or 35 to 40. It will be somewhere between there. 20 to 25 questions from computers, 10 to 15 questions from that critical and logical thinking. So that is the syllabus, so you know what you have to prepare. Okay, and then comes, as I was discussing earlier, the tool you should be quite comfortable with before going to the actual examination, because you cannot just play with your career. Okay, you have to take it very, very seriously. So you should have quite a good practice. You should have quite a good practice of CBT using the same functionalities. On net, you may find many such platforms, but they are not replicating NTA. But the one which SANMACS has developed, being a NetTech company, as I did my PhD in software reliability, I told many times, a large number of people know about it. Okay, so our system is a true replication of NTA, so that the students can have the same experience beforehand. So for that, we are conducting a free mock test on 21st February, but it would be available after 21st February also for those of you who missed that date somehow. Okay, so we want you to be a top scorer by appearing in the CBT mocks, and then after this free mock, you may appear in many more mocks which are available at the SANMACS portal. And then this will be exactly same format style using same functionalities as that of NT. Even same colors, same size of squares and quadrilaterals and circles. Okay, and same options like save and review. Means you can save it and you can go for the review. But suppose unfortunately you are not having time to review it, it will be submitted as your answer. And there is another option that do not save but review. Means you marked it for review, but it won't be saved and it won't be considered as your answer. So those type of functionalities exactly same as that of NTA we have incorporated in our portal. And then come detailed solutions and analysis of the mock, obviously by me. Okay, so obviously I'll be doing a large number of shortcuts. I'll be giving you a large number of shortcuts, and also the best approach of scanning and searching the questions so that you can attempt easy questions first and then the tough one if the time permits. Okay, and then how to guess intelligently, that is also something which I'll be discussing with you. And then test date is 21st February, which has already been communicated to you. And for the enrollment, you'll have to go to our website, sanmacs.com. Okay, this company is there since 1994, and we were the first in India to introduce MCA coaching. I started it at Karol Bagh, and as I think I told you earlier, there used to be a waiting of at least 3 months to get into my classes. Okay, so, and at that time, IIT Roorkee was conducting it, and we were the top scorer there, because I used to teach that mathematics which is advanced and which is using shortcuts. But after that, IIT Roorkee discontinued with the MCA program after around 10 to 15 years, and then came into picture NIT. Earlier it used to be REC and regional engineering colleges. Now they have become NITs. Okay, and other state and central universities. So we train for all type of institutions, all these MCA entrances, and these mocks are available not only for MCA students but also for all other courses of CUET PG, but with answer key only, not the detailed discussion and analysis. Okay, so that's not possible in those papers. We will be doing detailed analysis and discussions only for this particular paper. So I hope you must have gained something, at least something which can increase your chances of selection, because selection is the main thing which should be in your mind at this moment of time. So buckle it up. Okay, so be prepared, be excited, be motivated. Okay, don't be depressed, don't be worried, don't be anxious. Okay, be excited that you're getting a chance to make your career, and I am with you. I'm Dr. Sanjay Agarwal, with you always. All the best, see you soon.